How's it going? How's it going? Okay, you guys, I was gonna go to sleep, but I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw um Facebook got a lot of crazy stuff on it. I saw this post shared. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So basically, this post was claiming that God killed Onan for pulling out and ejaculating on the ground instead of impregnating his brother's widow. And so when people see this, they assume that, hey, oh, I can't pull out, I can't do none of that stuff. Even though this topic is kind of inappropriate, but I'm gonna still walk you guys through some scriptures when it comes to this topic. All right, with further ado, we're gonna start off actually with that scripture. Let's go ahead and share the screen. All right, let's see. Share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Genesis 38. Okay. Genesis 38, verse 1. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adulamite, whose name was Harah. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. And he took her and went in unto her. And she conceived and bare a son. And he called his name And she conceived again and bare a son. And she called his name Onan. And she yet again conceived and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was a Shezib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord, wherefore he slew him also. So basically, when it came, one of the laws of Moses is, if your brother dies not having no seed, especially a son, you must go into his wife and continue the seed. So that was the duty that the Most High wanted um, Onan to do, because it's written in the Torah, and Onan disobeyed it. Okay, that's what got him killed. And I'm gonna get even more scriptures basically to clarify that. So let's go to Genesis. Well, actually, not Genesis. I'm gonna prove to you guys. Let's go over here to Leviticus 15 and read verse 2. Leviticus 15, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When any man hath a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue he is unclean, And this shall be his uncleanness in his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue or his flesh be stopped from his issue. It is his uncleanliness. So basically, you guys need to understand that basically this is the Most High telling you that whether you ejaculate, okay, because this makes us unclean, okay, and uncleanness doesn't necessarily mean the Most High is going to kill us for it. We are just unclean until a certain amount of time, and we're going to go through that. So basically, when you're unclean, you can't touch any holy thing, okay? You can't go into any holy place. Otherwise, you will get killed. All right. So, um, when it says, when any man hath a run issue out of his flesh because of his issue, he is unclean. And this shall be his uncleanness in his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue or his flesh be stopped from his issue. It is his uncleanliness. Whether we ejaculate or whether we pull out, do all that, that still makes us unclean. Because um because that is considered bodily fluid. So what do we do when we're unclean? Verse 4, every bed wherein he lieth that hath the issue is unclean, and everything wherein he sitteth shall be unclean. And whosoever touches his bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. And he that sitteth on anything wherein he sat hath the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean to the even. And he that touches the flesh of him that hath the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. And if he that hath the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. So basically, when we're unclean, we must bathe ourselves, wash ourselves in that manner, and be unclean to the even. We are not allowed to go into any holy place, touch any holy thing. So I'm gonna break this verse 4 down a little more to you guys. Let's stop sharing that for a minute. Go back over here to StreamYard. I'm gonna break this verse a little bit more down to you guys in the Hebrew so you guys can get the point basically when it comes to a matter like this. Because some of you guys don't understand the King James Version. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't read just the King James Bible. But let's go ahead and share. And we are going to go share screen. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And we're going to go to the Bible Hub. Okay. So you guys see this. My computer's freezing. Uh, what is going on with this computer screen? Okay, now this is. Okay, we're going to start right here. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, it's back. It don't wiggle free. This uncleanness is from his. Come on, thing. Oh, well, whatever. I just have to go back. I don't know what's going on with this thing. This uncleanness is from his discharge, whether his body allows the discharge to flow. So basically, this is talking about whether or not he ejaculates, he is still basically unclean. I'm glad that I got that out before it went in on the other video, basically. So back to my other screen, I'm gonna give you guys some more scriptures and more edification on that topic because it's very important to know because it is a good question. And so let's go down to Leviticus 15 and 16. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening. So if what Onan did was a whole sin, and every man what he did was a whole sin worthy of death, why in another book is the Most High saying, commanded us, we shall watch? Why did he give Onan that chance? Basically, to wash his flesh with water and be unclean to the evening. Why didn't he give Onan that chance? Because Onan disobeyed the Lord. That's basically why he got killed. Because of that. And there are certain acts that you do, especially being unclean. If you do that, the Most High destroys you for it. So let's go to Leviticus. I'm going to give about 2 more scriptures. Let's go over here to Leviticus. Leviticus 22 in verse 6 through 7. The soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until even, and shall not eat of the holy things unless he wash his flesh with water. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food. So this is basically for Levites. When they are unclean, they are to wash their flesh with water, and they are not to eat of any of the holy things until after the sun goes down, and then that's when you're clean. Back to Leviticus, the 15th chapter, 15:31. So this is the whole point of the whole matter, that Onan did not die because he pulled out or ejaculated, and the Most High considered that a sin. He died because he disobeyed the Most High. Leviticus 15, verse 31. Thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanliness, when they defile my tabernacle that is among them. So remember when I said earlier in the video that being unclean is not necessarily a sin, only if you are unclean in the wrong place, basically. Now, there are other things that can make unclean being a sin, like Leviticus 11. Certain unclean things do make you a sin, but that act that Onan did, that was not the sin that got him killed. It was actually disobedience. So let's go to Leviticus 11. Basically, Leviticus 11 chapter, it explains what beasts you can eat and what beasts you cannot eat, which make you unclean. You have clean beasts that we can eat and unclean beasts that we can eat in this whole chapter. If you eat those, yes, you are unclean, and yes, you are in sin. But Onan's act, it was not his uncleanliness that got him killed, basically. And I proved that earlier in the video. Any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section, and I'll holler back at y'all.